Chanmi Niang Pa. That means I'm going to fanboys. And yes, one, I'm never beating the allegations at this rate anyway, so here we are. And two, more importantly, feels exactly like the way that you should start a Juicehead video, to be honest.
What is going on with Bethesda right now? Fallout 4's anniversary update has been a resounding disaster, but somehow it got even worse. This past week was also meant to be Fallout 76's biggest update ever, but this too launched into problems. And even when it comes to some of Bethesda's other games like Starfield...
I actually forgot to talk about this, honestly. It's the fact that this is true, by the way. So, first of all, the Fallout 4 anniversary update, to no one's surprise, did not work. It was buggy. It's still buggy, and Bethesda's probably never finishing it. But thank you for your $30, $40, $20 or however much Bethesda asked from you. And obviously, to no one's surprise, also the Fallout 76 update also did not work. I mean, there's people actually who are still surprised by this, and I honestly don't know how. Because there has never been a point where Bethesda has released something it has worked properly to begin with. So how the hell there are people who are like shocked that Bethesda releases a minor patch, a big patch being probably like 3 bug fixes, from whom 2 most likely don't actually work. But that's a big patch for Bethesda, you know. A minor patch is usually tweaks that no one even knew that are a problem, which ruins the game further, most likely, if it actually does anything in the first place. I honestly think that the minor patches that Bethesda says we fixed an issue with this and that actually fake, that nothing has actually been fixed. I really honestly believe that at this point, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. I actually believe that Bethesda releases minor patches and they just lie about the fact that they did anything. I really believe that at this point. But anyway, Bethesda has never done anything useful, good, or released anything not broken. So how the hell are people surprised that Bethesda releases anything and it's in an unworking condition is kind of strange in my honest opinion.
Baldur Oblivion Remastered, there isn't much positive to talk about on those fronts either. Although, amidst all of this, we might have just gotten a big clarification on the Elder Scrolls 6 release timing because, yeah, it's still very far away. Fallout 4's Anniversary Edition has been a disaster, but what actually triggered me to make this video is how many other things seem to be going wrong or just not that great as well.
Oh, he got triggered, guys. He got triggered.
And even when it comes to Fallout 4's Anniversary Edition, it's even worse than you probably realize. Like, yeah, sure, Fallout 4 got an update, it launched and subsequently broke a bunch of your DLC, mods, and even made some of your save games unplayable, assuming the mod menu even worked in the first place.
Oh, look at that, but they did add the rainbow flag. They did add the rainbow flag, though. That's really cool, Bethesda.
Oh yeah, and if you actually bought the new bundle, it wasn't always activating. But as I just covered in a video from a few days ago, some of the stuff in this Creations bundle doesn't even work properly, assuming you actually get it activated. Like, yeah, once you get in game and unlock this cool new bunker player home...
We actually watched it and it is true that the stuff in it is not actually worth it in the first place. And, again, it's like, Bethesda just sold you nothing. And some people bought it anyway. That's so hilariously sad.
Sorry, Bethesda forgot to allow you to fast travel out of it. Yeah, no fast traveling out of your player home.
Wait, I was actually... Wait, what do you mean? Okay, I was gonna... I thought... Boys, listen, you need to tell me in the comments. Should I make a video just explaining how Juicehead works? Because honestly, if... I don't know if you have noticed this, but Juicehead's videos are unironically the exact same video on loop, okay? I have seen this so many times. It's not even funny. Sure, yeah, if you cover the same subjects, a lot of videos do seem the same. I actually, by the way, love it when someone with like fucking 60 IQ figures out, wait a minute, Quasar, every video on your channel is kinda talking about the samest things. Why aren't you suddenly going out and fly fishing? Some people actually fucking figured this out, that yeah, every single channel on YouTube does the same fucking shit over and over in the same way, with the same with the same language, with the and they think that that they fucking cracked the code. They finally are out of the matrix when they discovered this. It is one of the funniest and saddest things in life to notice. But Juicehead pushes that to another level, okay? Because I really wonder if I should make a separate video on this, because Juicehead is really unique. He will recycle 70% of his previous video in his new video and add somehow still no new information to it. This is how he does it. He actually unironically does this constantly. It is pretty insane. It is honestly insane when you notice this. But Juicehead has literally recycled the same video for months. Every time he's talking about CDPR, it's the same information recycled over and over again. See, there's this mysterious calendar. It's just insane. It really is kind of insane.
Oh yeah, also no building in the center of your player home, and all the doors are named.
Yeah, this is literally his previous video.
Test cell. Not exactly the most homely.
And you know what's the best part about this? His audience doesn't care. He's actually growing as a channel. My god. Listen, boys, no offense, but if I could replace all of you with, you know, if I could replace you with 5 individuals with like roughly fucking 60 IQ summed together, I would, because that seems like the best audience that is. I'm not gonna lie, boys, okay? It seems the dumbest number your audience is, the better it is. Boys, we need to start cracking the code. How can we get the most lowest, dumbest IQ audience that is? I mean, that's the way to success, clearly.
Feeling, but this is the premium paid mod experience we're starting to get used to. And even on the DLC side, despite multiple patches reportedly fixing some of these ongoing DLC issues, tons of PlayStation players still cannot utilize their purchased Fallout 4 DLC. All of this worked a month ago. This was all broken with the most recent update to the game. But all this hardship might be worth it, because the real big update is coming. Bethesda's adding 100 gigabytes of mod space on consoles, at least on Xbox to start, which potentially means way larger mod load orders, way more mods that you can use at once, but also tons of additional mods coming out on consoles. That extra space means even more stuff can be released. Although if you are getting excited for this, make sure you back up your load order. Your load order will be getting wiped with this update if you don't back it up. But as excited as I see people getting for this mod space upgrade, I also see tons of concern. Because yeah, at this point, how do you trust one of these updates to release successfully? The most recent patch 1 update accidentally swapped the save game location, so they had to quickly hotfix things, as many players just found all of their saves missing. The Anniversary Edition patch broke DLC and mods, they had to hotfix it a week later, and they also finally fixed that stutter issue that was added by the next-gen patch from last year. And oh yeah, do you know how the stutter issue that plagued the game for the better half of 2 years was actually resolved? They just undid the changes. It's not like there was some huge technical workaround. No, they just undid what they added in last year to cause the problem in the first place. Pretty unfortunate if you...
Yep, that seems right around the Bethesda quality that I expect, honestly. In fact, that seems exactly on point for the Bethesda quality that I expect. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. This is what we expect from Bethesda. This is why this channel has roughly almost 300 Starfield bad videos. And I'm not joking about the number, okay? I am not joking about the number.
You weren't able to play the game as a result of some of these problems. And even on the Fallout 76 side, there has been a consistent problem with broken updates or servers. This week was the release of Burning Springs, Fallout 76's supposed biggest update ever. Even larger than Wastelanders, it was claimed. This should have been a really big moment for the game, but instead, the servers experienced an extended period of downtime and it just didn't really work. If you could get into the game, things were going to be super unstable during this time, but most players weren't able to get into the game at all. So now all of a sudden, as you have a bunch of YouTubers...
Bethesda saving Fallout by not allowing people to play Fallout.
or other media outlets posting their content around a huge new update, it's really defined by some of these server and login problems. Because throughout this launch, Fallout 76 has been up and down for maintenance, and now things do seem to be largely resolved, but this is 2 days later.
Wait. What did he search there? What did he search, I wonder? Because I have a hard time honestly believing that if you... Oh, whoa. Fallout 76 Burning Springs. I have a hard time believing I'm honestly not going to be found. Let's actually do that. Fallout 76.
2025 for Bethesda Game Studios.
Oh, what the hell did I click? Oh, what the hell was that? Okay. No, that's just YouTube being a trash as always. Okay. Fallout 76 Burning Springs. Oh, god damn it, I actually don't show up in this. That's sad, because I should be showing up when it comes to Fallout. I am the biggest Fallout negative shill on the internet, okay? No one is able to match my ferocity and hatred towards Bethesda.
All of a sudden, as you have a bunch of YouTubers or other media outlets posting their content around a huge new update, it's really defined by some of these server and login problems. Because throughout this launch, Fallout 76 has been up and down for maintenance, and now things do seem to be largely resolved, but this is 2 days later. It took a full day for things to really get fixed. Not a great way to launch your...
Oh, actually... Wait. Yeah, let's actually check the graph. Fallout 76 Burning Springs. Oh no, just Fallout 76 SteamDB. That's right. I'm an idiot. It is what it is. Okay. Let's see it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so big. Someone, mom, get the camera. Oh my god, this is insane. Let's look at it. I'm gonna share the screen. Boys, are you ready for this? This is insane. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this graph. Wow. Wow. Look at this. It doubled. Their biggest update yet, that is literally technically free, doubled their player base from 10k of people not caring to 20k of people not caring. Holy shit, you can almost see it kind of here. It stands out slightly. Okay, it's really bad though. Ain't no way. Dude, Bethesda is so absolutely... You can literally see the server instability here. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, so it's still not dead. Well, actually, it's a Saturday and Sunday, so it makes sense. Again, Sundays are the biggest peaks, and Saturdays are the second biggest peaks. And then it went down on Wednesday. Yeah, this is pretty normal. So, needless to say, it's cooked. It's over. Their biggest update yet. And all it did was add a measly 10k concurrent players. Oh man, if I was Todd Howard, I would be packing my bags, because you know that Microsoft is looking at you with hatred.
Biggest update ever. And at this point, it's a trend. Fallout 76 updates have had critical issues like this in the past, even despite the game featuring a public test server to avoid all of this. One of the big updates from earlier had an issue where some of the enemy bodies would despawn or not spawn in the first place, meaning you couldn't loot the enemies in a game that's heavily focused on looting. There are likely tons of Bethesda devs working way too many hours to fix these problems right now, but there seems to be some kind of fundamental...
Now, what kind of lie is that? Do you think Juicehead even believes what he says now? Oh, Bethesda devs are working hard to fix the game. What? They haven't fixed a single game. What do you mean they're working hard? They're probably not working at all. They're probably having a Rainbow Pride Parade.
Support or resource issue around these launches. because this keeps happening. And it's even worse with Fallout 76 because now is honestly a really great time to be playing this game. They just finished a big rebalance so you could try out a bunch of new builds. The meta has definitely shifted. Right upon logging in, I reworked my own build, and their new region doesn't feel like the biggest ever. The story section of the new content is definitely quite small, and it's artificially extended by some of the challenges you are forced to complete, but the area itself is cool. Exploration is definitely fun. It's some of the most similar to old school Fallout exploration that we've had in a long time. So it almost feels like Bethesda is just making this same mistake over and over again. They're kneecapping some of their own updates by not giving them enough support or time or testing or something. Honestly, I'm not sure what the issue is, but clearly there's an issue and it's constantly coming up around Bethesda games. And there's also a problem of continued support of these games. This most recent Fallout 76 update also marks the removal of a major feature with caravans. Remember Milepost Zero from last year? It debuted last September, and with Burning Springs has now been fully cut out of the game. This is an incredibly common trend with Fallout 76. We've had
Wait, what? They just what? They just removed it? Oh no, are we Destiny 2ing now?
Numerous major features get added, a ton of dev time spent on them, and then they are quickly abandoned or flat out cut from the game. Honestly, Fallout 76 could be a notably larger game at this point if they weren't constantly developing and then removing those things. There's clearly some kind of management or foresight issue here.
There is no... I wonder how big the file size for 76 is.
Because this has happened almost every single year this game has been out. And believe me, it's not like we have so much content that you can justify constantly removing content. But then coming back around to this
Fallout 76, I just opened Steam. Fallout 76 is 98.74 gigabytes. Jesus.
being a broader issue with Bethesda, you have something similar going on with Starfield. Not with them cutting content out of that game, but it seems like Starfield just took the year off for 2025. We got a couple of cool new releases in the form of paid mods earlier this year.
Again with the please buy our shitty mod that doesn't make the game better, it makes it worse.
Team dropped Watchtower, which really feels a lot like a DLC. If you're looking for some good new Starfield content, I would either check out Watchtower or Star Wars Genesis, this Star Wars themed overhaul mod list that are honestly pretty great pieces of content you could experience right now.
I have not heard anything about the Star Wars Genesis thing, but I'm assuming it's actually not good. Even though what you can see here kind of looks impressive, let's be real, this does look pretty decent. But I'm assuming it's actually bad. I'm assuming it's as repetitive as Starfield itself.
And even just this past week, Starfield has been getting fairly large community content releases. On the free mod side, we just got Defying Fire, a new settlement featuring new NPCs that are voice acted with some totally custom quests. And all of this as a free download. There's really no reason to not try it out if you're playing Starfield. Or alternatively, on the paid mod side, you have Vigilance. For 600 credits, you get a new weapon, armor, and incredibly high quality dungeon.
Guys, for $6 you can get a pixel! I'd rather actually go gambling.
Crimson Flyboy has a great review out on this.
That was a joke, YouTube.
Interested. But from Bethesda officially, 2025 has been incredibly sparse, as new content such as new DLCs and even new ways to travel are confirmed, but seemingly for 2026. But what I will say is I've seen some things. I'm very, very excited for the future of Starfield. I think 2025...
Of course you are. Of course you are.
2026 has serious potential. But when you look at 2025 for Bethesda Game Studios, it feels like a lot of misses, particularly with their existing games and particularly with Starfield. There just hasn't been much going on, and that doesn't feel like a good thing. It doesn't feel like this is an ideal state for this several-year-old game to be in. It's their newest release, after all. But I mean, even on Xbox, Starfield now finds itself well below the Xbox 360 version of Fallout New Vegas as far as players go. It's also well below.
Good, based. This platform is trash.
All of those other titles, but that's the closest one that was relevant. Except for one other game which is even lower than Starfield on
Oblivion.
Players, that being Oblivion Remastered.
Okay, this is unfair though. Well, actually, no one cares, but you get the point. I have talked about this. The point is, every single Bethesda fan is playing it on fucking computer. People who play Bethesda games will literally, the majority of them will choose to pay money to play it on PC than get it free on a console. That's reality.
Remastered. The launch of Oblivion Remastered was my personal gaming highlight of 2025. Even despite some of the leaks ahead of time, Bethesda actually shadow dropping a remaster after all these years is just a moment I think
Big shadow drop, it was planned.
many of us will never forget. And it was very likely a masterful move for the game's reception, because Oblivion Remastered now has barely any players left for two major reasons. The game still stutters and also has a near non-existent modding scene. The patch cycle for
Oh yeah, this actually probably matters now, because when the game came out, yeah, no one cared about the fact that it stutters. It was annoying, but people played it because it was fun. But now it's literally months later, and obviously the stuttering now is a serious detriment.
Oblivion Remastered was also super odd. It got its first update over 6 weeks after release, and only ever got 2 updates in total. The support now seems to have just completely ended. I honestly forgot this game was even a thing for a bit until Bethesda started tweeting about some of the Game of the Year nominations it was receiving. And to me, for how big of a release
The golden joystick, Jesus Christ.
Oblivion was, and Bethesda dropping their first sort of proper remake or remaster, it was really shocking how quickly this one also left the zeitgeist. It took over for like a month or two, and then a lot of people just seemed to move on.
Yeah, that's a pretty extensive period, though, to be relevant.
And I think a huge reason for that is, of course, the lack of mods. Oblivion Remastered uses dual engines, so visually, a lot of what you're seeing is Unreal Engine 5, but underneath that is the old Gamebryo engine the game originally ran on. This is not super friendly for modding, and of course, no official tools ever came out for this one. So now, when you're looking forward at stuff like a Fallout 3 remaster, I really hope this all doesn't happen again. Fallout 3 has never had a really great modding scene, but a proper remade version with true mod support could yield some really cool stuff. Imagine DLC-sized mods coming out for a well-done remake of Fallout 3 in the next few years. That's the type of content that gets me excited for Bethesda games going forward. The remasters and remakes are opportunities to give these games another.
I can't. I just literally do not believe a single time Juicehead says that, oh, I think the future of Bethesda is good, guys. I'm excited. Fallout 76 is gonna be great. There's no way. I think this is just lies. I think this is fake. You know what's my actual criteria for knowing if some of these channels actually like the stuff that they talk about? It's, can I recognize the because all of them use in-game footage, right? But this in-game footage is typically old. If I can recognize the in-game footage, then I know it's fake. Then I know this is a rehash, okay? Then I know what this is. Can I recognize? I don't recognize any of this, but it's been a while since I actually cared about Juicehead. If you probably look back at his last 2 videos about these subjects, you can probably recognize that it is the same exact fucking footage. You make the footage once and you never play it again. Anyway, that was Juicehead 10 out of 10. Bye.